Are you in your 50s, maybe you're 50, 55 years old, and you feel like you are starting over or that you need to start over in life because maybe you're in a career that you've been in for years. You've been in this career for decades. And now all of a sudden you feel like this career has sort of run its course and you no longer want to be doing the thing that you have been known for your entire life. Or maybe something happened in that career and you got downsized, you got fired, you got let go, maybe for the first time in your life. And you're just in a position or things have happened in life where you feel like there's, an opportunity, and sometimes it's a scary opportunity for you to start over and to start a new life. Well, if this is you, then this episode is definitely going to, I hope, inspire and uplift you because I'm Dr. Tanya. I'm a psychologist. I'm 55 years old, and I'm at a point where, and I'm not going to call it starting over because we never really start over in life. Life keeps going. So you're not starting over, first of all. But what I'm in the process of doing is really redesigning, if you will, my life and sort of what that life is going to be about, what I'm going to be doing with my life. And so I wanted to take you on this journey with me because I know that I get asked this question a lot from people when they feel like they're stuck in something or they feel like they want to pivot and do something different. But we have like all of this experience and all of this history around who we've always been. So that's a large part of what this channel is going to be about is my journey in this second act that I'm about to enter into, and I'm already into it. And as a psychologist, I think sometimes people think that we have all the answers, but we don't. We go through the same things that everyone else goes through. And I have a combination of things. I'm a psychologist, but I'm also an entrepreneur. And I've been in entrepreneurship for about the last 20 years. And so I'm going to combine both of those things together on this channel as well to be able to help other Gen Xers and baby boomers, those of us who are, 45 and beyond, who are enjoying life, living life, but also wanting to redesign our lives and have our lives look a little bit different than what they always have. So, this question I get asked all the time about like, how do I start over? And like I said, I want to make sure we're not starting over. What we're doing is we're going to do a redesign of what our lives look like. Most of the time for us, those of us that are in midlife, we live the first half of our life really based on what everyone else wanted us to do, right? So you went to college, you got the great job, you stayed in that job. Some of us, if you're like me, I went to college, became a teacher first, knew that I love that, but there was lots of things that I wanted to do in the education profession. And so I checked off those boxes and had lots of adventures as I went through my career in education, went from being a teacher to then being a school administrator to then helping to start charter schools. And so that's really sort of where I got deeply bitten by the entrepreneurship bug was, starting a multi-million dollar company as a charter school. And so that's an experience within itself and a beautiful experience that I had an opportunity to do two different times. And so, in doing those kinds of things and sort of having that career and always wanting to have something of my own, I was, that Gen Xer that didn't really stay at a school. I knew when I went into education that the whole idea, the concept of getting a job as a teacher, staying at that one school for 30, 40 years was never going to be my lot in life. I knew that, from the beginning. And so to keep things interesting, I moved around from school to school and from state to state and used teaching as a vehicle for me to be able to travel and to be in different places. And did the savings thing. So I saved money, put money into IRAs and 401ks and all the things that I had always been told that I needed to do. And then 2008, 2009 came, and I watched all that money sort of just quickly disappear that I had, in those accounts. Because again, I didn't know, I just knew to put it in there. And that was kind of all I knew to do with it, and so ended up losing it all, and starting sort of that savings thing again. But sometimes we can find ourselves in positions just like now. So many of us, we've now hit 50, 55 years old, and that savings isn't there. And so we know that we're closer to quote retirement. And so you may be afraid or wondering sort of what am I going to do because I don't have all of this money put away. We know what inflation and the economy and everything is doing right now. And so it may be stoking some fear in you. And so I want to help you kind of alleviate some of that fear and to just say to you today that it's not too late, that you're not playing catch up either, because there is no catch up. So as you redesign your life, then you can redesign your life to look lots of different ways. And one of the things, because I want to sort of take you on this journey with myself, is I had a consulting company. That consulting company was really built all around me. I was the face and the brand of the company. I was the main trainer, even though I hired, some people to train along with me. But everything was sort of built around me, and it was a multi six-figure business, and it really supported me and my family really well for a long period of time. But it was all built around education because that was the thing that I knew. It was the skill I had built up. It was who I've always been. And so I did lots of consulting with different schools and nonprofits. But I knew, and I've known for maybe like 5 years, that there was a yearning for me to pivot from that and to do something a little different. But because that's always what I had always done, then it was difficult for me to really make that pivot towards my passion. And so that's the other thing I'm going to say to you is that's what you're doing. You're not starting over, but I encourage you to pivot towards your passion. So really take some time to stop and think about what things are you really interested in, what things really sort of light you up, and how is it that you can take the knowledge and experience and all that we've learned in our first 50 years of life and pivot that towards something that you're really passionate about. Because again, we checked the boxes, we did a lot of things and went into careers that other people guided us to go into. But now this is a beautiful time for us to be able to get into the things that we really enjoy and get into the things that we really love. And so one of those things for me is online business. Again, my original consulting company, it was a show up, stand and deliver, be in schools, consulting that way. And so now, and I've sort of dabbled in of the online world for years, for over 10 years. I have online courses, I have ebooks, printables, different curricula that I've created that I sell online. So I've been doing those things. And so now I really want to pivot towards that passion and really expand and grow my online presence and the digital assets that I have and have those kinds of things be the things that work for me as I, age and really go into sort of what I'm calling my grace and ease era, where, I'm no longer interested in the hustle and grind and all that kind of stuff. And the constantly having to show up and I want it to be a little bit more grace and ease. And so with that, I know that a place for all of us to sort of build that grace and ease and those additional streams of income is through the online space. It is through digital publishing. And so that's the space that I am building up at this point to be my main sources of income instead of having to go to the different schools and things and do the consulting. So I just invite you to join me on this journey. And I, plan on providing you with information on how you, if you're a Gen Xer or a baby boomer who has been looking around and wanting to do things online, it's easier than you think, but you definitely need a system to follow to be able to do that. And so that's one of the things that I also want to talk about on the channel is some great systems for you to be able to follow, to be able to build um, a very nice income online with digital products. So follow me on this journey. I'm excited about doing this. I'm excited about building the YouTube channel and those kinds of things, and just being more involved in online things. So, as a quote, silver entrepreneur, and again, I don't have a lot of silver just yet. I have some gray hair, but not a whole lot of it. But I kind of like the name silver entrepreneur. So, as a silver entrepreneur, follow me on this journey. Feel free to like and subscribe to this channel, like the video, leave me comments and ask me questions. I love answering questions. So whether they are online business questions or whether they are psychology questions, because again, I still have that background of being a psychologist. So yeah, follow along, like, subscribe, and stick with me as we all journey to redesign our lives as Gen Xers and people who are 50 and over.